Hey, howdy, hey, everyone. Welcome to Disney Night Live. Happy Saturday.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, humans.
Hello. Hello. And welcome. We've got Disney Don. We've got Mike and Becky Blancow. And I am NTD David. We are here tonight for another fun episode of Disney Night Live. We are currently live. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. There goes my phone. If you can, please share us out if you're watching. And if you are watching, hello to you. I saw Tina. Hello, T9. Good evening to you. And Jody Rice. Hello. I see somebody over on Instagram. Hello to you. Again, we are Disney Night Live. And I'm going to take down these banners so we can see our screen. There we go. Now we all look a lot better looking, don't we?
Well, as good as can be.
As good as can be. Yeah, you can't do much with this face, but it's the best it can get. Cheers to everybody. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday evening, a fun weekend indeed. We have, as always, what I like to think is another fun live stream of Disney Night Live. Tonight we're going to be doing, hopefully it works out. I've got on my fourth screen that I've added to the plethora of screens here on my desk. We are going to be doing some bracket challenges, tournament bracket challenges of Walt Disney World, value resorts, and moderate resorts. And I figured we'd save the deluxe resorts for a whole nother show.
Yeah, there's a lot more of those, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot more of those. And I think when you get into the deluxe, people tend to want to spend more time kind of discussing them or talking about it. So I think we could do that all by itself. But for tonight, I did find this cool tournament bracket online at what is called officepoolstop.com. And we'll try to finagle it and make sure it works. And so the problem is, though, right off the bat with value resorts is there's only 5. So it's hard to start off. Donna Marie on the go. Hi, Lily. Hello to Donna Marie on the go. With 5 of them, it's going to be hard. So what I did was I kind of pushed forward already Pop Century and Art of Animation, right? Because I think those two, and I want to get everybody's input, but I think those two would kind of win out over any of the 3 all-star resorts. And then I have to then move one of the all-stars already forward, and I put that in a bracket with Pop Century. And I chose movies just because I thought it was cool. Now, again, let me know in the comments if you think that's okay. And then so all-star sports and all-star music, hello to Kim, will kind of go head-to-head. One of them will move forward, and then we can go from there. So, and I'll pull the bracket up, when we're ready to do all that, But I think first maybe what we should do, because what we always do is kind of start off talking about dmagicworld.com. And I say it ad nauseum, and it's not just because they're our sponsor, but dmagicworld.com is the greatest streaming Disney music station that you can find out there. They are terrific. Jasper, who runs it, does a great job. He's kind of done some retooling with the voiceovers and stuff that go on, and the music that they play throughout the day is just really cool. So if you're into Disney and you enjoy the Disney music, either the movies or the park music, they've got both. And again, I always say this as well, but you can actually request music. It's like kind of calling into a radio station back in the day. They have a whole catalog of songs, and it's just really cool to do. So please go check out our friends at dmagicworld.com. The other cool feature about it is, again, the Now That's Disney tab that is on their homepage. If you click on that, it takes you right to our Facebook group. And that's really cool of Jasper to do. Kim said, I think last weekend when she was on, and I talked about that, she said, I didn't know that. So that's really cool that, he did that for us, and you can find us through there as well. So I'm seeing some comments. And again, with this stupid Facebook live stuff into StreamYard or third-party app, you can't see the comments that I can see, but I can tell you that T9 says the only reason Pop Century wins overall star is the Skyliner, and that's exactly why I did that. Right. So because Art of Animation and Pop have that close proximity to the Skyliner, I did that. Jody Rice says I prefer Pop even without the Skyliner. She also says I absolutely love the Skyliner. Total game changer.
And Lily John, she's over here in YouTube land.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
She says she just stayed at All Star Music and for a night and prefers the Pop.
Prefers the Pop. Hey, pop, pop, pop goes the weasel. The weasel. Remember that song?
Of course.
What have
Showing our age here.
have any of you, other than Jody Rice, ridden the Skyliner? Because we haven't yet as a family.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
At all? Like from any resort?
You've never ridden it at all.
no.
Oh my God, you have to.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Kelly. Yeah, Don, you
You need to make that like a thing next time you go.
a priority.
Well,
Yeah.
Mhm.
when it first opened, the fabulous Miss Marie and I, we decided we went from Epcot and we just went to the end of the line and got back on.
Oh,
Of course,
cool.
we should have paid a little more attention to the weather. We were in the Skyliner during a pop-up thunderstorm,
Mm.
Wow.
and
That gets a little.
it was summertime, and it got a little interesting, and
I bet.
it fascinated me. I was like, wow, because I know if we get struck by lightning, it's grounded. There's lightning rods. Okay,
Right.
great. You know,
Yeah.
Disney's smarter than that to electrocute a whole group of people.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe just a select few.
But, so
Well, David, keep in mind though, if you do it, it's like an omni mover almost. It doesn't stop.
Right.
So
no.
you got to be real careful when you're getting in there, unless you're obviously in like a wheelchair or something like that. They will stop it for that. But
Right.
otherwise, you need to go in and make sure that and it wobbles a little. So be careful
Just
when you're
hopping
going in
on,
there.
right?
And you
Mhm.
and as one of the other channels I watch says, and you come in hot. When
Yeah.
when
Oh,
you come
yeah.
into-
Yeah, you
come
do.
in hot.
Yep.
You think you're going to hit that one right in front of you. You're like, there's no way we're making that without not hitting it. And they always manage to not do it, but it's really close.
Mhm.
You know,
I bet.
a tip of the hat to Nate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He loves to say that. I saw him on the other day on it. Jody Rice says it's relaxing as long as you're okay with heights, and T9 says music is my favorite value. However, the Skyliner is very nice for visiting Epcot and studios. So
Now, and Lily John loves the Skyliner.
she does. That's three loves. So I think she kind of likes it.
Yeah.
Cool though. I mean, I a couple of weeks ago too, when we came up with the idea, we put up some polls in the group about the value and moderates, and we can look at people's comments there as well.
The one thing about the wheelchair, they have separate Skyliners for the electric convenience vehicles, and it is permanently stopped. The party gets in with the electric convenience vehicle, and then it joins the line. So you don't have to. They don't stop the line to load the handicap party.
Oh wow. Oh, Lily says they have hit the one in front of us, but not too bad. Yeah, that was kind of common too when they first started this up.
Bumper cars.
Yeah, a little bumper car action, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what some of the comments in the Now That's Disney group were. So Lily Johns had said, love the resort. The Skyliner is a big reason. I think, Lily, you may have chosen art or pop. Jamie Groff had said art of animation. Art of animation. We love the theming of the resort, and now having the Skyliner size is good for our family. Movies was a smaller room when we stayed just one night. Jody Rice said pop is my favorite for the Skyliner and the dollar signs. Sean Rogers, I think we are all great, but they are all great, but Pop Century is a nice resort on the Skyliner path and not deluxe prices. Yeah, true. Debbie Polk Page says, love the theming at Pop, nostalgic. our friend of the Now That's Disney group, Kevin Moore, who is just a very funny person, says, in all honesty, Pop is the only one we've stayed at. The All-Star just seems small. Oh my goodness.
They are.
They are, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
We
going
stayed in
to
movies.
in movies. I
Yeah.
stayed at
on the top
sport, yeah.
resorts.
Yeah,
It's the
sports
only
was
one
the
that-
only one I stayed at. Very long time ago.
Yeah.
Very long time ago.
So the fabulous Miss Marie and I, we've stayed at all the All Stars and Pop Century. When we stayed at Pop Century, we've stayed 2 or 3 times there. The last time, now Pop Century has the same room capacity as all 3 All Stars,
Right.
but only
right.
has 1 bus stop.
Yeah, that's
So at the end of the night, I got so frustrated waiting, 4 buses, 5 buses to try and get on a bus. I just went over and got a taxi ride home, and I've never stayed there since the Skyliner, but because of that experience, I was like, no, not going to stay there. Now I do
Right.
want to try and stay at Art of Animation. I've seen a couple of nice videos involving that, and it looks interesting.
Yeah, no, definitely. Something's going on with my computer over here. Well, I could still see the comments. Lily says, before Pop opened, we stayed at All-Star Resorts. Oh, there it goes. It caught up now. And in the comments in the Now That's Disney group, I'm going to try this the best I can. Lizzie Margarita Coors Hidanezade. My family's was music, but I believe this was pre-pop and art. And Frank Gallagher, I just like the theme, but I'm not sure which one Frank Gallagher chose. So that's what we got from the comments from the group. Let me go back into here and just making sure everything. T9 says it's just quieter. Making sure everything's caught up. Yeah, it's caught up now. Okay. Hello to everybody who's just tuning in right now. But so let me bring up this this bracket challenge, and I can make it a little bigger. Here we go. So again, I took All-Star Sports and All-Star Music, and out of those 2, which one, and let us know in the comments as well, and you guys live, I'd like to know which one out of sports and music should we move forward to face Art of Animation. And then in the other tier, I just already moved forward movies and Pop Century.
Okay. I'm going to wait until everyone from our viewers put their. I don't want to sway anyone's opinion.
Right. All right. So let me know in the comments, everybody. All-Star Sports or All-Star Music. We'd love for you to weigh in if you're watching on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere. Please let us know. Sports or music. I have only stayed at sports. Again, it was a very long time ago. So I would have to say sports. T9 says music because sports has too many preteen boys and it's just rowdier. Yeah, I could see that because it's sports. So that's 1 for music and 1 for sports. Lily Johns is saying sports, so that's 2 for sports and 1 for music. Mike, Becky, do you guys have?
I would say music for me because I'm not a big sports fan, so none of that would appeal to me.
All right, so
I
we're
don't
tied
know.
up at
I can't
2-2.
speak for Mike.
I love sports.
So you think it would be sports for you?
No, I don't know. I haven't stayed at either one, and
Right. So
I don't have any.
Sports has a small lead at 3-2. Don, you might be a deciding factor here.
Well, between sports and music, I like the theming of sports better.
Oh, sports is up at 4-2. 4-2. Just waiting another 30 seconds, see if anybody else lets us know. But it looks like if I click on this, then sports should move forward. Jody Rice says, during the summer, I avoid the All-Stars because the tour group's over. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it can get a bit loud and kids bang on doors, etc.
There is a cravat with the sports, you do not want to stay at sports during any type of athletic, if they have an event. The
Right.
cheerleading, the cheerleading competition, base the they have like a baseball camp because
Mhm.
the sports gets overrun with high school students.
Right. Right.
Hmm. I bet.
And
We
that's
were
what
there during
yeah.
the college. I think it was the college cheerleading competition,
Uh,
and they were. If you've been to sports, you know where the football field is. With
yeah.
they had 4 or 5 different cheerleading teams practicing their routines on that field.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see how that would definitely get annoying. I'm just trying
Well,
to get my camera into
they
focus.
did. They had signs all over the place basically saying, okay, at 10 o'clock, you can't practice anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, even I would say, if you're there with like a really young kid and you're trying to get them to sleep and it's super loud, I would even say maybe 9. You know what I mean? Like, say you
Yeah.
have an infant or something.
Yeah.
But T9 says that's exactly why they stay at music. It's not as crowded and it is quieter. And Lily John says, I picked sports because I believe it's the first bus stop if they have a combo bus. So now
Oh.
we have the hard decision of the next round of Art of Animation versus All Star Sports and Pop Century versus All Star Movies. And this is just the way it plays out. It's just a fun bracket, but we still get to choose. So I should have some sort of paper and pen or something to tally these up, and I don't. I'm so upset. So now we're going to try to see out of these 2 brackets who's going to move forward to battle for the championship out of Art of Animation, All Star Sports, All Star Movies, and Pop Century.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to find something to write on here. I think I have paper and pen. Yeah, I do. Look at that. I'm so cool.
I have a pen you can borrow. Wait a minute. Let's see if it.
Yeah, but you're a local.
Yeah. Well,
That
here,
pen,
let me. Yeah.
come on, work here in New Jersey.
Yeah. So just grab it. It's right here.
Oh, here. Wait. Oh, I got it. Thanks.
Okay.
So we've got, let's do a little folding of the paper. We got AOA. And we've got sports. And we've got movies versus pop. All right, cool.
So,
All right.
Now I've stayed at 3 out of the 4 of these. What's the first bracket we're doing?
We could do Art of Animation versus All Star Sports.
Okay, I've never stayed at Art of Animation, so I'm going to vote for Art of Animation because maybe, at the end, maybe I'll get the free, I'll win the free trip.
Oh yeah. I forgot to mention there are no prizes for this contest.
Oh.
T9 wants to know if you stole that pen off her desk, Don. So I'm going to pick Art of Animation as well, going up against sports, because I've watched a ton of vlogs, and I could tell you I would love to stay at Art of Animation. Jody Rice says the same. AOA.
Yeah, we've watched quite a few videos. Art of Animation.
Art of Animation for Mike. How about you,
Yeah.
Becky?
Yeah, same. I have 0.
Yeah.
What's that,
Does
Don?
anyone price the night? Does anyone, I've never I haven't even priced this, so.
We have.
I do, for clients as a travel specialist with Travelmation, I do. I mean, it's going to depend on, season, but Lily John says Art of Animation. I have someone going next month or September. No, in a couple months, I think.
It should still be off season. Is it off season?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's next month. I'm trying to remember. But it's, 3-day base ticket for 4 people. Well, one of them gets in free, so say 3. And then the room for like it was like 4 days or 5 days. And I mean, and it's under 3, you know. So it's really kind of a good deal.
Yeah.
And that's in a Little Mermaid room, standard room.
David, can I ask a question with that?
Yeah, please.
Did you get the 3-day pass where it is only the 3 parks, not Magic Kingdom, or did they go with like a full 3-day pass where they could go any of them?
Just a 3-day base ticket. Yeah. Yeah, not the
Because it was a good price. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's really good. I'm going to try that for our next trip. And then I looked, like when you read the fine print, it's like Magic Kingdom not included. I was like, darn it.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. I could see myself doing that. I have a love-hate with Magic Kingdom, and that is just because it gets crowded and it is stroller, pushing, and people like, it's just like, that's where you find the most mayhem. So I could easily do the other 3 days.
So much better at Magic Kingdom. Oh, wait a minute. Did I say that?
Oh, no. But there's less people that no. Well, this was an easy one. Art of Animation dominates All-Star Sports and moves forward. I mean, I could easily do Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios and not touch ground in Magic Kingdom. But then part of me would feel like on the way home, I'd be like, I'm such an idiot. Yeah, like, why did I do that? Just right?
No
like,
castle or fireworks, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion.
Exactly.
If we do a week trip, the first park we hit is Magic Kingdom, and the last park is it's start and finish. Everything in between is just filler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the day, when we used to be able to pick fast passes, and we all had spreadsheets and going, and then the fast pass day would come. The fast pass day would come here, and you're trying to get, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and making your reservations. It was, to me, being a planner, it was fantastic.
Right.
Now it's
because you could get 6 rides for your fast pass, and that park has a lot more rides to choose from. So if any of the parks, are you going to be missing out on just 3 fast passes? It would be Magic Kingdom. So it only made sense to do 2 days there so that you can get at least 6 of them on your fast pass, advanced anyway.
And then we used to get the last seating at Cinderella's table.
Oh,
I've never been there.
No, we've never done it.
So another
especially
thing,
around Christmas time, you get the last seating. By the time you're finished with your dessert and you're getting up to leave, the park is empty. It's playing Christmas music, and you have it all to yourself.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds cozy and fun.
Yeah.
T9 says we hit Epcot first and Magic Kingdom last for 25 years. So they kind of, her and Ed have a system, which I like.
Tradition, yeah.
Yeah. What all right, let's talk All-Star Movies versus Pop Century. For me, this is super easy. I'm already putting down a mark under Pop. Again, Skyliners right there. And I think Pop is pretty cool. But you guys,
I had such a bad stay at Pop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the only person to go with movies.
You're taking the moves. All right, no, you don't know.
Well, I think the movie's food court is superior to Pop's.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And their pool's awesome.
The movie pool.
Movies' pool is awesome.
Yeah.
It's humongous.
Humongous. What do you guys say, Vic, Mike and Becky? You want to?
I don't know. I don't have any experience with Pop. I have experience. The only one I have experience.
Lily says Pop.
Movies.
So you're going with movies?
Yeah.
So Mike's going with movies. We again, like you said, we haven't stayed at Pop Century, so I don't really have a lot to go on with that. But I've seen videos and stuff, and I feel like I may like it more than movies. Movies is cute. It's just it was a once and done for me. So I don't know.
So Pop for you. Well, definitely.
I'm going to go Pop for me.
And Jody Rice takes Pop, so that puts Pop in a 4-2 lead here. Pop might edge out movies just for the Skyliner, right? T9. Yeah, you're right.
Marie votes for movies.
Marie wants movies. All right, that counts. I did see her watching earlier. She says, yeah, before she said art of animation over sports, right? Yeah. So, but Pop still edges out movies unless someone sneaks in a late movies pick for the trade.
You know, the dog picks movies.
Nice try.
Yeah, nice try, doggo. Pop Century and art of animation was exactly what I thought we would.
That's what I was thinking it was going to be with, too.
Right. Now let's go Pop. I like these abbreviations because it's small to write down. AOA and Pop. So we're right on target. I think we're doing good time. Good time. It's 8:29. We still have moderates to do. This is going so well. I like this bracket thing. This is fun. And you know what? Kim was saying we should bring back the brackets because they were fun. Stan Solo, when we started the show, used to always do brackets, and they were fun. And I forgot how fun they are because you get everybody's input. You know, it's like it's interactive. T9 says, once upon a time, we would go to movies no matter where we were staying just for the secret menu burger. That's right. You know, we did we did a show a while ago on hidden menu items at Walt Disney World and talked about that. And it was somebody's vlog that kind of triggered that idea for me. So, yeah. They do have a secret menu item. I think they bring it out in a suitcase.
Yeah. Does anyone know if they still bring out the suitcase with the Viewmaster in it?
I don't know. So that was what was cool about it.
I know COVID kind of killed it.
Right. But the Viewmaster, yeah, you would see the menu items in the Viewmaster, which was a really cool idea. And so I'm trying to remember. Was it a burger on a donut bun or a cinnamon roll bun? There was a cheeseburger.
I think it was.
Listen, I am here for both of those things.
Yeah.
I think it was a Cinnabon.
Right. Oh, T9 says, I think the secret menu went away with COVID. That stinks. Yeah. I no matter what, and I'm trying to remember whose vlog I watched when they ate it. It may have been Tim Tracker. It looked extremely messy, but at the same time, it looked really good, you know? So, and I'm like you, Mike. Yeah, I'll do a donut burger sandwich and I will do a cinnamon bun burger sandwich. Either way, I'm there.
Absolutely.
For it. So.
Yeah. Now, Dave, I know you and Kim, you know, you guys are don't like to go down the downtown Disney Springs. But if you ever get down there,
we need to.
There is a donut shop.
Everglazed, right?
Everglazed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They have a glazed donut chicken chicken sandwich. Oh God. Yeah. I didn't think I had to try it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm hooked.
That was like they years ago at the Flower and Garden Fest when we met up with Panda.
Yeah, that's on his blog.
Yeah, we got it. It really, to one of this day, it's one of my favorite things that I've ever got from one of these festivals. I was so shocked that between just the sweet and the savory, you know.
Dave, if we, next time we meet up with you, if I have to run to Disney Springs to buy them and transport them to your resort,
no, we have to go there. We just have to we have to get out of our thing and be like, because we're so afraid. Not afraid. We spend all of our time either at the resort or in the parks, and it's like, like we really do need to get there. There's so many great places to eat and so many fun things to do.
You got to get there for Everglazed and Gideon's.
And Gideon's, right?
Oh,
yeah.
My favorite place in all.
I would definitely. I know it. I would love to walk out of Gideon's with a peanut butter.
Peanut butter cold brew,
cookie. Right? Yeah. Just like,
half-pound chocolate chip.
Yeah. Go get one of those chicken sandwiches.
Yep. Diabetes, take the wheel.
That's right. I'll take some extra medicine. Now we've got to do Art of Animation versus Pop Century. So
All right. Before we get into it, does anyone know the original name of Art of Animation? It was going to be part of the Pop Century.
Part of Pop Century, wasn't it? Decades.
It was going to be the Roaring Twenties.
The Roaring Twenties. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they
I
may
should
have
know that.
I think they were good. They originally was Roaring Twenties, and they may have said it was going to be decades, and it sat vacant for the longest time.
Yeah.
We went through a mini recession or something, and they just couldn't see putting the money into building it, and then we went back into a building boom, and people started spending money.
And they got it. They went with it.
Yep.
T9 says Ed loves the peanut butter cold brew, so 1 for peanut butter cold brew. I'll take 1. Mike as well.
That's the next bracket we're gonna do.
Okay. I'm gonna take Art of Animation. Lily Johns, are you picking? I see your comment. Are you picking Pop Century over Art of Animation? Can you just confirm for me, please? Because it says Pop and Pop, so I just want to make sure. And then let's ask everybody else: Pop or AOA?
I'm gonna go AOA.
2 for AOA, and 3 for AOA.
Yeah, I would go with AOA just based off. We haven't been to either, so just based off the videos we've seen.
Just from what we've seen of it.
I might have to sell some DVC points to be able to stay at AOA.
At AOA, I want to get off of there. T9 takes Pop, so 1 for Pop. Look at you. I like it. And this is what's great about this. Everybody's opinion counts. Lily, again, if you can please let me know. But either way, Art of Animation.
Pop,
what is
she's Pop over AOA.
Pop over.
Lily.
So right now we got 4-2. And I'm taking Pop because AOA buildings are ugly, says T9. There you go. Let's see.
AOA buildings are ugly?
That's what she said. AOA, ugly.
Just last week, someone put out a blog, and I was like, "Wow, I like the theming."
Yeah. Paging Mr. Morrow is there with his dog.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Nate. Again, hats off to Nate.
And that's another reason to take Art of Animation. That it's pet friendly. So it looks like. Let me find where my mouse is. Art of Animation is the champion of this round, of this value resorts, and exactly how I thought, again, this would come out.
Me too.
It's still fun going through the process to do it. So
it is the most expensive out of all of them. So.
It is. Now we're going to load in the let me see. I'll reset it.
They also have the suites, which is nice. I don't think I know the All-Stars don't have suites, and I'm not sure about Pop, but I know that Art of Animation has suites,
right?
Which is always nice.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Let me I think what I'm gonna do here is see if I could just clear all of these out, but I don't know.
I'm gonna kill my camera for a minute.
Go ahead.
Gotta check something.
Go for it. Okay. I
Okay.
can do this. Go ahead, Doug.
I'm down to 10% on my battery. I just wanted to make sure it was charging.
Okay.
You know how that
No.
goes.
Yeah. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Jody.
I think I have an iPhone 11, and where the charging cord goes is wore out, so it doesn't make contact.
Ooh. T9, I never knew that. All-Star Music has suites.
That's it, really?
That's what she's saying. Yeah, didn't know that. I just learned. I just learned a new thing. I love learning new Disney stuff.
Are they themed?
Yeah, I don't know. That's T9. We need to know all the deets. The deets. Jody Rice says, "I love the Art of Animation buildings. They are so colorful." She says, "Yes, they have suites." T9. Lily Johns. I have pictures from Pop Deserted Resort that became AOA, and it only had a Little Mermaid building and the building of check-in and food court. Some of the All Stars
actually,
do have family suites now. Wow.
the All Stars also have connecting rooms,
Cool.
so you can
What does
get
All
connecting
Star?
rooms.
All Stars, all.
I think
All of you.
they have connecting rooms, so you can get 2 rooms. You have to. You can don't. You want connecting, not adjoining.
Right. Okay.
Probably because of all the kids and stuff going through all the school events. They want to make sure the rooms are available, be close to each other.
Right.
Well, that's when they book a floor. And
Yeah.
when my high school used to take kids there, the chaperone would walk, do bed check, and then they put a security tape on the door.
Yeah.
And they would
Make
get
sure
up,
you didn't
and
break
they
it.
would get up and they would walk down to make sure no one cut the security. Oh, your security tape was broke, so you snuck out. You get to stay in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Literally, they would put him on an air-conditioned bus with a chaperone and say, "Yep, your whole room gets to stay here."
Mm.
Once that happens to one, no one ever sneaks out again.
Yeah.
I bet.
I'm sorry. I'm just typing in the moderate resorts here. Okay. So we have the same issue though for moderates. Again, only 5. So let me bring up the screen and I can show you. Well, actually you can see it because I didn't stop sharing my screen. So you got to see me type in live action. Lily Johns, I think movies have some suites too. Okay, I read that already. I'm sorry. So what I did was I put Port Orleans, French Quarter, and Riverside up against each other because I think that's going to be fun because people you're either French Quarter or Riverside, and this is like a cult following. And then what I did was I put Coronado Springs on its own to face off versus whoever wins French Quarter or Riverside, and then Caribbean Beach up against Fort Wilderness Cabins because Caribbean Beach is on the same property as Coronado, isn't it?
Yeah. No, Coronado's in the
Coronado is a different resort than the Caribbean.
It is a different resort.
Oh, I'm thinking Grand Destino. Didn't they take some of they took some of Caribbean. All right, so forget what I just said. So Fort Wilderness against Caribbean and Coronado is awaiting French Quarter or Riverside. So let me write down on some paper here before we move forward with French Quarter, FQ versus River, right? Which is the one that Yeehaw Bob plays at?
That would be Riverside. I was just going to say my vote's for Riverside because of Yeehaw Bob.
Me too. So that's
I don't know who Yeehaw Bob is, but he sounds amazing.
You don't know really? Oh my goodness. Yeehaw Bob plays over at the River Roost at Riverside. It's a bar. He is very fun, very entertaining guy who plays piano and sings songs in a very fun, energetic way. We've had him on here years ago.
2 shows.
Yeah.
He has a family-friendly show early, and then he gets more rambunctious in the later show.
Jody Rice is taking French Quarter, so that's one for French Quarter. Years ago we had him on. He was a ton of fun. People let us know again in the comments. Jody Rice took French Quarter. T9 and my vote is also Riverside for Bob. Mike, Becky, what do you all think?
I'm going to go with Riverside.
Me too.
Okay. Well, then that's 5-1 so far. French Quarter versus
one of the
Riverside.
Good thing about both of those resorts, when there's enough water in the river, you have a water taxi to Disney Springs.
Yeah, exactly.
During the recent drought, they had to stop the boats. There wasn't enough water in the river.
And you can get from one to the other too, can't you?
Yeah, by using a boat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
or a leisurely stroll along the
right.
river.
Lily John says, I have not stayed at Port Orleans, so I think I'd vote French Quarter. So put that down. So it is 5-2. But still, Riverside is, let me find what is going on here. Riverside is moving forward. Oh, I got to put it into the run. There we go.
Okay.
Riverside and Coronado. You know what happened? Let me get our faces back on camera too here, because
now for all you locals out there,
locals,
Disney Don has a tip for you. Fabulous Miss Marie and I would go on a Disney date, jump in our vehicle, get down to Riverside, see Yeehaw Bob for a show. Since we, Marie doesn't drink that much, we both had, diet soft drinks, and we would get tater. They have a tater tot pulled pork, kind of like a tachos thing.
right?
We would enjoy the show, have free refills, spend $26 on a Disney date.
That's it. Yeah.
That was it, except for
Right.
the gasoline to drive down.
Right. But still. Hello,
Like the cheapest
JC. What's
day at
going
Disney
on?
ever.
Right. Seriously.
You need a reservation for that, right, Don?
No, you don't need a reservation to go. You want to get there early if you want a good seat, because it fills up.
Yeah, but I mean, now that they have such restriction on going into resorts
Not really.
without,
You can, we used to just show up. Post COVID, we would show up and say we want to see Yeehaw Bob, and they would let us in.
oh, that's good. I know Mike and I tried to get into, I think it was Art of Animation that one time.
They didn't lay in.
Well,
Or no, it was Pop Century. It was Pop Century because we wanted to go on the Skyliner.
Yeah.
And they were like, are you going to be eating? Are you have a reservation here? And we're like, no. And they're like, you can't come in.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so then you need to go to the board. You need to go to the boardwalk. Tell them you're going to Jelly Rolls, and then walk to the Skyliner and ride it.
Yeah, we ended up going to Caribbean Beach and going on the Skyliner.
Hello to JC. What's going on, my man?
Jelly Rolls is another Disney date night, but it's a little more expensive.
Yeah. That's what they call my stomach. Let's see. Coronado Springs versus Port Orleans Riverside. And now this is going to get a little tougher here, I think. Definitely for me. And I'll tell you why. Because Riverside has Bob. But Coronado has some good food choices. I believe Coronado Springs is the only place.
Seven Bridges?
Three bridges is over there. So that's Grand Destino is right there, and Coronado. So they have 3 bridges. I believe by watching Promise Hope, she's another vlogger. I think Coronado is the only place on Disney property that actually does like sizzling fajitas. So
they also have Coronado has Rick's Sports Bar.
Right. Yeah. And other really good dining there. So, T9 says still Riverside for her. So I'm going to put down 1 for Riverside, but I'm taking Coronado. Lily John 6 Riverside. It is.
I'm going to go Riverside.
Ooh, 3-1. Wow.
As much as I do like the Coronado because it's a smaller, more intimate. That it's smaller to me. It was smaller than the Caribbean. I just never liked the Caribbean.
Yeah, Caribbean's another pretty decent size, but I mean they did take some of it out for Grand Destino, but still. Yeah. Jody Rice is taking Riverside. Wow.
So am I.
John, Riverside.
Another one for Mike. How about you, Becky?
So my cousin, if she's watching, she'd kill me because she's a cast member at Coronado. Yeah. She'd probably be like, what? But I'm not a fan of Coronado that much. So I'm going to go with Riverside.
So 6-1 Riverside over Coronado, unless some last second votes come in here.
Plus, Coronado is a convention resort. So you get a lot of people from like conventions and businesses and stuff.
You get convention-y people.
And some schools and stuff too go there for their thing.
True.
I did not like their grab and go. At the Coronado.
Well, you're not supposed to be touching the people, Don. They're not. You know.
Or the alligators. You got to leave the alligators alone. You can't just grab them and take off.
The grab and go is only the food only and the beverages.
Yeah. Their food court was okay. We did have a sit down meal in their restaurant. Again, that was okay. I can't complain about it.
Right.
But their grab and go was really small and congested.
Oh, not good. Not good.
Yeah.
But here we have Caribbean Beach Resort versus Fort Wilderness Cabins. Now, Caribbean Beach is a Skyliner resort, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's my vote right off the jump.
So there's Caribbean Beach, but I've always wanted to stay at Fort Wilderness. I've always wanted to stay there at the cabins. I want to rent a golf cart. I want to do all the wildernessy things. So I'm definitely putting one down for Fort Wilderness. Mike, you're taking Caribbean?
I am, and the only reason I say that is because we stayed there on our first trip to Disney as a family, and it's still one of the best trips we've taken.
It's a nostalgic thing. We've stayed there twice actually. So we stayed in the pirate rooms once, and then we stayed in the regular rooms. And it was, again, like Mike said, our first trip. So it has a core memory for us. We do really love it. And then the second time we went, we loved it again. So yeah, I'm going to go with Caribbean Beach as well. But I will say that just like you, David, I really, really want to stay at Fort Wilderness one time.
I do as
I'm going to stay in the cabins. I want to really enjoy the whole thing because we've seen the resort, because we've gone to Hoop-de-Doo Review and stuff there. So
I was going to say Fort Wilderness has so much to offer. If you didn't want to go to a resort, if you stayed 4 days and you only had 3-day pass, you can stay the whole day at Fort Wilderness. You have the Hoop-de-Doo Review at night. You have Crockett's Tavern, Trails End. You have the Circle D Ranch that has been expanded substantially. You have the sing-along barbecues. As long as Dave doesn't sing, we're good.
Yeah, you're perfect.
You have s'more. You can get the s'more kit for the barbecue.
Little s'mores.
The s'more.
I think
chicken, fried chicken.
Oh, all the fried chicken you can eat.
Well,
actually, out of the whole meal, we were just there Sunday night. Out of the whole meal, the best thing that everyone agreed on, the mashed potatoes were phenomenal. We don't know.
I love it all there.
Everything is good. Even the ribs, which can be kind of fatty, but all ribs are fatty.
Yeah, that's fine. T9, are you taking?
I'm a rib snob.
Caribbean?
I wasn't I wasn't.
They were too tough. They didn't fall off the bone.
T9 says Caribbean Beach is where Ed and I stayed on our honeymoon 100 years ago. But does that mean you're taking Caribbean or Fort Wilderness? Because right now Caribbean is 3-2. 3-2. This is really close. Lily Johns, Caribbean. Jody Rice, Fort Wilderness. Let's see. Fort Wilderness, strictly nostalgia. I grew up going there. Yeah. So Fort Wilderness. So 3-2. Yes. For old time's sake, Caribbean is up 4-2. Team 9. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. Wow. Any last second votes here before we take Caribbean and move it forward to the championship round versus Port Orleans Riverside?
I did not talk to Marie about this one, so I can't throw her vote.
Marie, the baguettes.
That's a new phrase. If we started, Panda started doing that, so now Marie, the baguettes.
The baguettes. Well, Caribbean Beach is moving forward, so look at that.
Yeah.
So now we've got Riverside versus Caribbean Beach Resort. And this championship round is going to be easy for me because I'm taking Riverside right off the bat. So it's already got one vote.
It's got two votes.
It's got 2 votes.
I'm going Caribbean.
Bob, 2 votes.
Becky, Caribbean, Mike?
Caribbean.
Wow,
all right.
2-2.
It's to the audience.
So we need.
I feel like I'm losing this battle, but it's all right. I'm sticking by my guns.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same way.
That's
I'm
okay.
not going to say it just for the popular.
Lily Johns, T. Nina, Jody Rice, we need your votes. Your votes. And anybody else who's watching here for the championship in the moderate round face-off, Riverside versus Caribbean. Right now we have a tie.
And if your resort is not winning, I suggest you call a friend and tell them about it.
True. Yeah, me too. T9 says, this is so important. So T9 says, let me ask Ed. I feel like he deserves input. Jody
Lily
Rice
John
says
says,
Riverside.
Lily John says Caribbean Beach for the win.
We're at 3-3.
Oh, it's up to T9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, T9. You were on our team before.
3-3.
Don't let us down.
And T9 and Ed could vote. Anybody could vote. If anybody else is watching, I see some other folks watching. We need your input. Riverside up against Caribbean Beach for the #1 moderate resort.
A little over 3 minutes left to go.
Yes. Ed says Caribbean Beach.
Yeah.
Wow.
We did it.
Marie,
Wow.
what's your vote? Give me your vote. Marie.
Tough cookies.
Mm.
Don't be a sore loser, Don.
Caribbean Beach Resort.
I'm gonna say,
We won fair and square.
Get another vote.
Yeah.
And he'll pick Caribbean Beach.
This is not how I thought the moderate round would shake out, but Caribbean Beach moves forward to the championship. And you know what? Caribbean Beach is kind of right all there, right? Because they took some of that away and they made Grand Destino, which is a part of Coronado. So
And Riviera.
And
it's like literally right there.
Right there.
It's all right. So, it's only separated by that small pond.
And you could go right over and eat at Topolino's. Yeah. It's on a Skyliner.
Yep.
It's got Sebastian's.
Oh, you know what? That's one of the places that gets good reviews. Like a lot of people don't go there, but their food always people say their food's good. So
it's got a really cool themed pool.
Yeah, their pools are great too.
Yeah.
And you also have what's that, Port Orleans there? Or what's the food court?
Oh, the Port Royal.
Port Royal.
Right.
But I don't like that resort. I don't like our food court so much. I shouldn't say ours, but I don't like it.
No one mentioned the pirate themed rooms.
We did. We said our first trip was on the pirate. They don't have them anymore.
No,
they had a fridge in the barrel.
Yeah. They made them Little Mermaid, which is stupid in my opinion. And I'm sorry, but I don't think that was a financial move in the best direction. The reason they did originally, the reason why they made the pirate themes was because nobody was requesting those rooms because they're so far away. It's such a huge. It's in fact one of the biggest resorts, I believe.
Would you like to see my surprise face about Disney not making a financial what we would assume is a good financial?
I'm sure it looks like this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was dumb.
With the Star Cruiser.
Yeah. It just was. I mean, it made no sense. They made the pirate rooms because they were hoping to find cooler themed rooms people would book that were further out because nobody wanted to stay that far away from the main pool, the main food court. So they were like, okay, let's make rooms themed to get people to use those rooms. They actually charged more for those rooms, and they were really neat. And that was actually one of the things. In my opinion, there's not a lot of things that are directly like for little boys. You know what I mean? Lots of princess themed rooms and lots of princess things and girly things. Boys don't have a lot of that. So when we were looking for a resort that was going to, other than sports, which my kids weren't really into, we saw the pirates and we're like, that's really cool. And it was exactly the reason why we took Caribbean Beach. So when they were like, oh, we're not going to do that anymore, we're going to make them the Little Mermaid, I was like, that doesn't even, I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
So those rooms are just changed over. They're not part of the rooms that came out to make room for the resort they put on property.
Nope.
Okay.
And we had a room that was right. We walked out the front door. The pool was 50 feet dead ahead of our front door, and about 60 feet to our left was the bus.
Yeah.
The bus stop.
I have to be honest with you. I think out of every trip out of every trip we've been on, that was the one thing I heard the most was like, oh my God, the busing system is terrible at Caribbean Beach. It takes forever to get to anywhere. They had like an internal busing system because it is so big.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be a trip. And it was. If you walked from our room to the main area, it was a long haul. But we had the internal busing literally like right by our door. It was probably out of any place we stayed, the fastest we got anywhere because the system was
just worked
fast.
out. Now, what section of Caribbean? Because there's like Barbados,
South Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's all the way down at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last. It's the last resort in that strip, all the way down.
Yeah.
And each section in Caribbean Beach has their own. So they have a main pool, but each section has their own kind of smaller, quiet.
Yeah. And their own laundry and their own bus area,
their own bus stops.
Their own little section for smoking if you smoked or whatever.
It was such a well organized, even though it's the furthest away and it has so much traffic.
It was quiet. It was really
quiet, and the buses seemed to just run.
When the fabulous Miss Marie and I stayed there, the bus system was horrible.
Really?
Literally stuck at one of the resorts, and this is before they had the coordinator. We had to go onto another bus and say, we've been here an hour and we have no buses.
Wow.
Now, what would happen is they would get stacked up behind each other. The bus dropping people off, they would just get stacked up, and then when they would all come at once, and then it would get all filled because so many people were waiting. The bus that I was on, everyone on the bus went into the lobby, where we checked in to complain about the bus. We all lined up, and the guy that was there was like, "Are you all here to complain about the bus?" And we all said yes.
Yes.
And he got up and he went backstage, and he never came out.
He knew. I'll be right back. T9 says we never thought it was horrible. So T9, like Becky and Mike say, they didn't think it was horrible. It wasn't bad.
And we stayed there twice.
We stayed there twice.
Yeah. One of the things that Disney did do that I have to give them kudos is they created these bus monitors, transportation coordinators. If you go to the Magic Kingdom, you will see someone in a van with a walkie-talkie, and he's the guy that looks over and says, "Hey, we have too many people waiting for the Caribbean Beach." And he gets on the radio and says, "Next bus come in and go to Caribbean Beach."
Yeah.
Well, he needs to do a better job at Animal Kingdom Lodge because we wait there forever.
Seriously, longer than we did at Caribbean Beach.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Several
and we stayed at Caribbean Beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
I was going to say, we stayed at Caribbean Beach both prior to the renovation and after. So the prior was when they had the pirate themed rooms, and then after it was when they redid the entire resort, and they moved they didn't have, like, originally there was a whole separate building you went to when you first got to the resort to check in, and then when you left, and that's
that room.
And now it's part of the actual where you're.
Is right. Of the tower now? They built the tower right next to that.
They may have. No, didn't they make the Skyliner there? Isn't that where the Skyliner was?
I don't know.
I remember the check-in, the building where you checked in. If you were looking at the food court, it was all the way over to the right. It wasn't even in with the room.
It wasn't even in the room area. It was separate.
Yeah, it was separate.
Yeah.
And we happened to have a room that was right near it. That's why I said, no, I'm going to go over there and talk to someone.
Yeah.
And everyone else on the bus was like, I'm going with you.
Well, now
So we
it's
got the
in
big
with where the food court and
No,
everything
the
in the lobby and
tours.
everything is all there. The pool, that's where
Okay.
you check in now. So it's
All
totally
right, so
separate
that
now.
makes sense. That's a
You walk in when you walk in the front door, it's all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all in
At
one
least that's
big
where it was
area
when we were there.
where you get right to the pool, to Sebastian's. Everything is right there. That's the lobby area.
as much as a savings that DVC is. This is a drawback for DVC because we have these points and we're going to be staying at DVC resorts. Unless I sell the points,
Right.
but
But it's
you're
not
never
worth
gonna
it.
it's not worth
No,
it.
Yeah.
Because,
it's not worth selling.
yeah. So, it's one of those, if it's not a DVC, which
We'll have to see if they start making some more of these moderates going into like they did at the cabins.
yeah, the cabin's weird because of the way the real estate laws are in Florida. Like, if we're all DVC members, so we all own part of our home resort,
Right.
and we pay taxes, pay property tax on it, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So now the trailers are tangible. You can hook them up and drag them off property.
Right.
So now I think that's why they have a different when you join, when you get points on the trailers. It's different than the regular resort getting regular DVC points. I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
there's a different structure to it.
Mhm.
I have to
Okay.
look into it a little bit
Makes
more. I have
it makes sense. Yeah, because they're not permanent structures, right?
Yeah, you can hook them up to a truck and drag them off, and there
Yeah.
goes your. I own part of that cabin.
Yeah, yeah. True. Well, that was fun tonight. We got back into our bracket challenge tier ranking, however you want to call it, bracket challenge rankings. We did our value and moderate Walt Disney World resorts, and this just opens up a lot of future shows for other topics like favorite. Again, we can get, and so because we've grown as a group and a show, we can get back in and any other topics we can do too, like favorite, something you buy all the time when you go on your Disney trip, favorite snack, favorite place to eat, and we can do it by resort and park, and so.
Well,
Best cookie.
and if your resort did not win tonight, if your favorite resort did not win tonight, it's your own fault because
It's your
you didn't
fault.
call a friend.
You didn't call a friend. You didn't vote.
You didn't call a friend.
You need to go to the cemetery and dig up some votes.
Somebody, I'm on a dead end street. There's a cemetery right here. I can go get a few tree. Kim says I can't wait for food in restaurants.
Well, there's going to be like multiple brackets on food and restaurants. There's park food.
God.
There's walk ups. There's
we've got to
Quick
do
service,
counter service, quick service
ice cream,
table,
all that.
Well,
and we can do it in a way where it's like parks and then resorts and stuff. But by the time we're done, we can get to the best of the best and put them all head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And of course, if anyone out there in the audience has an idea to do a bracket event,
send it our way. Please
send it to Dave.
Yeah, I want show ideas, because as much as there is to talk about with Disney, we've been doing this for years, and sometimes you kind of run out of ways to think of topics for a show and stuff. So
you can do. Here's a topic. Your favorite pool, favorite swimming pool.
So we can do it. Yeah, we can. Yeah, exactly. So many different things that we can go through here. But Lily Johnson, great show tonight.
Thank you, Lily.
It was fun. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to everybody who supports the group and the show. And eventually, this will be out as a podcast, so you will have another way to absorb us. So with that said, here is our
David, is there
outro.
a show?
Yeah, tell me.
Is there a show next week?
Thank you for reminding me. There is not. There is not. Drum roll, because Kim, my wife.
I hear someone's
Kim,
going to be 29 again.
Kim's turning 29 again. So this coming Monday is Kim's 50th birthday. big 5-0, and next Saturday we're having a party. So we will not be available next Saturday, and so we're gonna have the night off. And sometimes you need to do that because of family and friends and life. But we'll be back the week after that. But thank you for reminding me.
We'll
Becky and
talk
Mike.
about our trip for next
Yes.
week. We leave
So-
on Sunday to go to Disney, so
So how about that? Like, so the weekend after,
You leave tomorrow?
we
Or
leave
you
next Sunday.
right? They
I'm
leave on
trying
the
to figure-
28th, and then August 3rd will be the Saturday after that. Are you guys back by then?
Yes.
So maybe we could do a trip recap.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to.
Okay, cool. That sounds great. So that sounds like
We're
a
going to try
plan.
to check out the new Genie Plus, or the new Lightning multi-pass. We're going to see how that
Right,
works.
yeah, yeah. The
We'll see what kind of a experience that is.
well,
I'm
hopefully
bringing
it's
my
a better
schedule up so
experience.
I can see if
Yeah.
I can meet up with you guys.
All right.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so that'll be good. We'll talk about that on August 3rd. T90 says one of these days I'm going to get to go to Disney. Yeah, T9 soon for her as well. And everybody is getting a chance to go, but we're not going anytime soon. Boo-hoo. So we'll discuss plans on the after show here. But here's our outro. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of our live stream Disney Night Live. Have a great rest of your Saturday, everybody.
Bye.
Have a
Thank